Have you ever felt a small shadow quietly following your every step? Whether you're walking into the kitchen, stepping out onto the balcony, or simply getting up to grab a glass of water, he's always there. Your dog. Silent, persistent, as if he never wants to let you out of his sight for even a second. At first, you might think it's just a habit, a sweet kind of curiosity. But over time, you begin to realize that this behavior carries much more meaning than it seems. There's something incredibly deep and sincere in those eyes that are always watching you. Something only those who are truly connected with their dog can truly feel. Is it just a simple case of dependence? Or could it be an expression of a silent love you've never fully noticed? Maybe you've grown used to seeing your dog always nearby, but today, take a moment. Look at that behavior more deeply, because behind those quiet footsteps lies an entire world of emotion that he's never been able to put into words. In this video, we'll share 15 touching reasons why your dog follows you so closely. And reason number 8 might just leave you speechless when you realize what it truly means. The very first reason is also the one that makes many people unexpectedly choke up, especially when looking into the cloudy eyes of an aging dog quietly following behind. They can't speak, but somehow they seem to understand that their time by your side is slowly running out. Every step they take behind you is their way of holding on, of savoring just a little more of that precious time together. You'll notice they no longer run and jump like they used to, but instead lie quietly nearby, or slowly trail you from room to room. It's not because they're bored, but because they treasure every second. Your presence, to them, is the final gift they want to hold on to. And if you've ever brought home a dog from the streets, a shelter or a painful past, you may have seen that look in their eyes, a look that once held fear and disbelief that they could ever truly have a home. Rescued dogs often stick close to you as if they're afraid that the dream might vanish if they look away for even a second. They don't follow you out of habit, but because in you they see life, hope, and a second chance they once thought they'd never have. Each time they tiptoe behind you into the kitchen, the balcony, or even the bathroom, it's not to bother you. It's to remind themselves, I'm still here. I haven't been left behind. Some dogs, even those who haven't experienced trauma, still develop a deep fear of separation. They don't need to have been abandoned to fear losing you. Just loving you too much is enough. You'll notice it when they lie by the door every time you leave, or when they leap with joy the moment you return. Nothing panics them more than losing sight of you. To them, you're not just the one who feeds them. You are their entire world. In truth, they don't understand time the way we do, but they know that when you're gone, their heart feels unsettled. And when you come back, the world feels right again. Some dogs, even those who haven't experienced trauma, still develop a deep fear of separation. They don't need to have been abandoned to fear losing you. Just loving you too much is enough. You'll notice it when they lie by the door every time you leave, or when they leap with joy the moment you return. Nothing panics them more than losing sight of you. To them, you're not just the one who feeds them. You are their entire world. In truth, they don't understand time the way we do, but they know that when you're gone, their heart feels unsettled. And when you come back, the world feels right again. And among all those emotions, there's something truly special. When your dog sees you as their safest emotional refuge. When there's a thunderstorm, fireworks outside, or simply strangers visiting your home, you'll see them curl into you like a child seeking comfort from a parent. They don't understand those loud sounds, but they know that when they're close to you, everything feels okay. They sense your slower heartbeat, the gentle strokes of your hand, the softness in your eyes, and that's enough to calm the storm inside them. You're not just their owner. You are the safe space in a world that can sometimes be too loud, too overwhelming. And in the moment you think your dog is simply seeking comfort, there's something deeper at play, the instinct to protect. Even if you've never taught it, never commanded it, something in their blood, passed down from wolves who once guarded their packs, compels them to shield the ones they love. When he follows you around the house, especially when you're sick, pregnant, or there's a child in the home, it's not just attachment, it's a silent watch. His presence becomes a quiet shield, one that only steps away once he's sure you're safe. You might not notice it, but every time he lies by the door or jumps at a strange sound, he's creating his own invisible circle of protection around you. Some dogs don't need to growl or bark to show they're guarding you. They are silent soldiers, always there, always watching, but never in the way. You may see it as following, but to them, it's a duty. You move, they walk. You pause, they lie down next to you. And then you realize, even when they do nothing at all, their quiet presence is enough to bring peace to your heart. It's the kind of presence that doesn't need words or commands, just loyalty, absolute and unwavering. And then there will be days when you wonder why your dog is following you more than usual, even though nothing seems wrong. The answer might be simpler than you think. They just need a little attention. Not out of jealousy or whining, but as a gentle reminder, hey, I need a little love too. Because sometimes, in the rush of everyday life, we forget that no matter how patient dogs are, they have hearts too, and those hearts can feel hurt when they're overlooked. Following you closely might just be their way of saying, I don't need much, just a little bit of your time. Of course, not every case of following is rooted in deep emotion. Sometimes it's just about pure curiosity. Dogs are natural explorers. They sniff, listen, observe, and nothing sparks their interest more than you. When you stand up, open a door, grab a snack, or change your clothes, every little thing becomes a fascinating event they don't want to miss. So they trail behind like little detectives, piecing together your daily mysteries. Don't be annoyed. It's just their way of turning your ordinary moments into shared adventures. But some dogs don't follow you out of curiosity or a need for affection. They do it because they've learned to. Maybe in the past, every time they followed you, you rewarded them by petting them, speaking kindly, or offering a treat. That behavior to them became something positive. They learned, follow you equals good things happen. And over time it turned into a habit, an instinct. It's a beautiful example of their intelligence and ability to remember, and a gentle reminder that, perhaps, you were the one who unknowingly taught them to love you, through those quiet, constant footsteps. But sometimes, that constant following has nothing to do with emotions or rewards. It comes from something more subtle: boredom. Some dogs live in environments that are too quiet, where they aren't given enough playtime, human interaction, or regular walks, and in those cases, you become the only source of joy in their entire day. They don't follow you because they're needy. They follow you because there's nowhere else to channel their curiosity and energy. Every move you make is a chance for them to feel alive. And the sad truth is, many dogs have learned to follow you simply to avoid the feeling of being forgotten in the very home they love most. Have you ever noticed that your dog seems to start living by your schedule? When you sleep, they lie down. When you wake, they stretch and follow. When you eat, they wait patiently under the table. And then you wonder, are they becoming a part of your daily rhythm? The answer is yes, but it's even deeper than that. They're not just mirroring your habits, they're syncing with your emotions. They learn to sense when you're tired, happy, or feeling down. That following is no longer just a behavior. It's a quiet, living connection between two heartbeats moving in harmony. And we'd be missing something important if we didn't mention a reason that's all about the nose. That's right. Sometimes your dog follows you simply because you smell interesting. The scent of food, the fabric of a shirt you wore all day, or even the lingering smell of another dog you petted on the street. To them, every scent tells a story. And you, to them, are a living novel they never stop exploring. When you walk by, they don't just look, they sniff, they listen, they remember. It's not sneaky. It's how they try to understand the world through each strand of your hair, each footprint you leave behind. But for some dogs, that behavior goes even deeper. It's tied to a memory they can never forget. Maybe you were the one who carried them to the vet when they were at their weakest, the one who stayed up with them during their first scared night in a new home. And from that moment on, you became their emotional anchor. The dogs who were once cared for in their most fragile moments, when they were sick, scared, or helpless, will always remember. They can't say it in words, so they follow you. It's their one and only way to say, "Thank you, and please don't leave me again." And so, beyond all the reasons, instinct, habit, memory, or fear, the final and strongest reason is always the same: unconditional love. No training can teach a dog how to love. They simply love with the purest heart. And when they follow you, never leaving your side, it is the most honest kind of affection you can ever receive from another living being. They ask for nothing but to be near you, quietly, patiently, without demands. They don't calculate, compare, or hold grudges like humans do. They just choose you, the way they did from the very first time you held them in your arms. And if today your dog is still somewhere close by, know that you are holding in your hands a kind of love that can't be bought by anything else in this world. By now, you may have realized those little footsteps following you each day aren't just instinct or habit. They are how your dog shows love, remembrance, protection, companionship, and sometimes simply a desire to be by your side. From ancestral instincts to lived experiences, from curiosity to gratitude, from separation, anxiety, to unwavering love, everything comes together in one powerful truth: a bond that cannot be broken. We often say that dogs are man's best friend, but when you truly understand the reason behind every quiet moment they follow you, you'll realize they are not just a friend. They are a loyal soul trying to stay close to you, not because they need something from you, but because to them, you are their entire world. So now, try looking at that small behavior with new eyes. Why does your dog always want to be near you? Have you ever noticed those silent signals before? If you'd like, share your thoughts in the comments below. Because every dog story is a loving piece of the bigger picture of connection between humans and the most faithful creatures on this planet. If this video touched something in your heart, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so that each week we can keep learning and loving our four-legged friends on an even deeper level. And if you'd like to explore another heartwarming perspective, be sure to watch the next video, where we'll uncover why dogs have shorter lifespans than humans, and how, in some quiet, mysterious way, they seem to know it even before we do.